Hello everybody. I'm just going to try and get comfortable here as I'm sitting on a little bit of a hill. But I was trying to find the perfect location to have the tour in the background while we do this activation and bring through these messages today. So let's just settle in. I'm going to try and make sure I can have the tour in the background here to be seen. So I'm sitting at the bottom of the tour right now. So if you could see up the hills, like it's a very long climb to get up. Technically there's 7 layers to it. So it's an interesting concept of just how this trip has played out even before I got here. There's aspects being planned behind the scenes that I didn't quite understand until today. And I was chatting with my friend Charla yesterday, and we were talking about the fact that, this weekend just happens to be the weekend I was here for the king's coronation. But we know, though, that this whole royal family is nothing but darkness, or at least, has become that, whether or not it began like that. So, I just found it quite interesting, especially because yesterday, I was drawn to just getting off my shuttle bus, and I ended up stopping. I just got off on the side of the road. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I was going. And then I looked across the street, and I seen that there was like a heritage center sign, meaning that there's some sort of tourist thing across the street. And so I went over to it, and it just so happened to be it's one of the king's castles, like I think his name was King Henry or something, King Henry the First. And so I was really drawn to it, and I ended up sitting there for like a good hour meditating, and I heard, I asked Spirit, like, why am I here? And it was that, I was here, in the past, like my soul has connections with this king, with this castle, with that area in particular. And so I was talking a little bit about that yesterday. So, oh God, there's so many bugs. I am not a bug person. So then it got me thinking, I'm here the weekend of the king's coronation, and we know right now we have a massive divine masculine awakening happening. And this divine masculine awakening that is happening is really important because we know that, lots of the divine feminines have already awoken and been doing a lot of the work for quite some time, and so have a lot of the masculines as well. But we need that union to happen, right? So we have a lot of the feminines waking up and stepping into their power, stepping into their priesthood, stepping into whatever it is that they came here for, right? And we have these masculines trying to wake up. Now, we've got this false king still, right? We've got this false hierarchy still in place, this architecture of the templating, the energy grids, right? And that's being held in place by these false grids, right? So we had the queen die a little while back, and that was huge, right? And we felt that. And now we've got this king who has just been crowned, and he's not the king though, right? Like there's no purity behind his energy. There's no purity in his field, right? It's not Christ consciousness. And so that's what we're all trying to come back here to, is that Hieros Gamos, which is the divine union of both the Christ Mother and the Christ Father, and having both of those frequencies activated within us so that we can all, of course, now find our divine counterpart, our divine union counterpart, right? That is not false light beings, because most people are being, tricked into getting into relationships with people who seem like soulmates or twin flames, or, you're inexplicably drawn to this person over and over and over again, and you keep getting into relationships with people like that are just like toxic and not good for you. And this is the diversion, right? This is a part of the darkness that's playing out, that's trying to keep people from finding that divine union, because once we find that divine union, that's when we're starting to reconstruct the Christ templating, with not only within ourselves but within the planet. So it's quite interesting too, because that really all comes down to the heart space, right? Connecting in with source, connecting in with our heart. And this, where I'm at right here, is the heart chakra of the world. So we know that different power centers in the world are chakras, just like we have chakras on our body. Our planet is a body, it has its own chakras. And the heart chakra of the world is right here where I'm at. So I figured, you know, today let's do some activations and some clearings and some healings, and let's really tap into our heart spaces here, and let's clear out those false, you know, patriarchal grids that we're still holding on to. That is keeping women specifically, you know, especially looking at men like, you know, all men are the same, and, you know, it's like no woman really has anything good to say about men, right? And these are some false realities that we need to collapse, right? We need to get rid of that, because that whole thing has been created in order to keep women away from the men, and the men away from the women, and then the false twin flames, the false divine unions, and we know this as the reptilian beings, they come in and they take on that vibration of your twin flame, soulmate, all these things, and we're like, ooh, my gosh, you know, I was so immediately drawn to this person, or I just love them and I can't get over them, even though it's toxic, and it's because it's karmic, right? It's either karmic, or it's those false light beings, the reptilian beings, and they're purposely trying to get into your field, or inside your body as a woman, to plant children that are half-breeds. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing that's been happening. Those half-breeds are half human, half reptilian. So they hold both that codexing. And what that does is it creates problems for women, right? So most women that have that happen to them become single moms. Or if they don't become single moms, they have children they struggle quite a bit, because they're trying to fight between the light and the dark within them, right? They have both those really extreme polarities. And again, everybody has those polarities. Everybody has light and dark within them. It just can come out a little bit stronger in those children, those humans that have half human, half reptilian in them. So, yeah, this whole false, you know, the worshiping of these false characters here on Earth is what we need to stop doing, and giving our power away to that, and know that we are source, right? We are God. We are all these things. We are powerful, just as powerful as these false templating kings and queens who, you know, a real king serves his people, right? He doesn't take things for greed. He doesn't do evil things, right? He's here for the people. And we can see at any government system, whether it's a king, a prime minister, or a president, they're not here for the people. They're here for their own greed. So these are the false light. These are the false kings, right? So I wanted to tap into the architecture. And so when I say architecture, I'm just talking about like the energetic construction of different grids that we have here on planet Earth that are overlapping and overlaying, you know, organic grids. And organic grids are just like the organic gridding of our template of what created Earth. It's like the blueprint, right? So we have had lots of overlays and false and inorganic templatings set out in different parts of, well, pretty much every part of the planet. It's happening everywhere. So I wanted to deconstruct that, and a little bit, if we can, and do some heart activations here while we're at the heart chakra of the planet. So I'm going to go ahead and put my phone down now and try and get it set up where you can still see the tour. And we're going to do, oh goodness, okay, there we go. We're going to do meditation, so I invite you to get yourself into a comfortable position, whether you're watching live or on replay, however that looks for you. And as always, just connecting in with our breath, taking deep breaths in through the nose, and exhale out through the mouth. In through the nose, and exhaling out through the mouth. And as we sit in silence, call upon all the energies, and gathering in every single soul that watches this replay, whether it's live or replay, helping them to access the frequencies and the activations of this heart chakra location, We're setting that intention today to tap into the architecture, the energetic architecture, the grids of this land, the area, all through England, all through Ireland, and all through Scotland, knowing that these lands hold so much ancient magic, so many ancient codes, so many ancient stories, and really just holding that information that we need within our DNA to activate us into higher levels of consciousness and to higher levels of union within ourselves, so that we may know ourselves fully inside and out, who we truly are beyond this human body and what we've experienced in this human body and this human incarnation. Remembering all of the memories from the past, remembering the traumas, remembering all the emotions, remembering even all the good too, the big moments that our souls have played a part in while being on this planet, whether it's now or any point in time in the creation of Mother Earth. So I just invite you to put your hand on your heart, as I already feel my heart beginning to beat really fast. As we take in these frequencies, we're calling upon the Tor, the Glastonbury Tor. We're calling upon Avalon. We're calling upon the Lady of the Lake, King Arthur, Guinevere. We're going to call upon Merlin. We're going to call upon the Fae, the She, and the fairies. We're going to call upon the gnomes. We're going to call upon any other elemental and other dimensional, higher, multidimensional beings that reside within these lands to take us through this journey today of the 7 layers of consciousness as we sit on the mound. This mound is the portal into the fairy realm. This is the portal that takes you into the realm beyond what we see here in the 3D world, which shows us that every single being, seen and unseen, is playing a role for each other as a whole, together, union. And within ourselves, we hold this divine union of both the masculine and feminine, the mother and the father. We also hold that codexing of the Christ consciousness and the Christ codes. And so we're going to just call upon every lifetime in between now and in the past, where we're holding any false realities, we're holding any traumas, we're holding any false beliefs about religion, God, Jesus Christ, knowing that all of these concepts have been twisted and turned into something that we perceive as evil or bad. And so we're just going to call upon that templating, calling upon all these frequencies in all time, spaces, realities, dimensions, and matrices. We're going to collapse now any contracts, any vows, any oaths, any emotions of fear, guilt, shame, trauma, sadness, disbelief, anger. We're going to collapse all of that and destroy it across all time, spaces, realities, dimensions, right and wrong, good and bad, and POD and POC, all 9, 12, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Oh, take a deep breath. When we talk about Christ, when we talk about Jesus Christ, how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel gross? Does it make you feel angry? Does it make you feel like it's evil? Does it make you feel like it's stupid? We're calling upon any past life where you have gone through bad experiences due to hijacked religion, which took something which was supposed to be pure and turned it into a tactic to control humans through fear. So we're going to destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion across all time, spaces, realities, dimensions, right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9, 12, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Stretch out your body and just allow the frequencies to fall off. And we're bringing back the remembrance now and the codes from that Christ consciousness, knowing that it is a grid of energy out in the cosmos and the universe. That grid, it holds the purity and the innocence of who we are at our soul level, at our core level. It takes us beyond Any human emotion that we've ever experienced that may be holding us back or making us feel lost and disconnected from ourselves, we pull in those Christos codes. And we know when we say Jesus Christ or Christ consciousness, this is just a code. This is just an energy. This is just a consciousness level. So we bring that 12D, 12-dimensional strand for our DNA codes through the atmospheres, all the way down into our body, bringing it through the top of your crown and allowing this to pour through, moving through your spine all the way down, cleansing, clearing, releasing every chakra. And then we're just going to send this all the way down to the bottom of our spine and sending it out the bottom of our spine and into the ground, connecting this energy all through the land underneath us, and sending this all the way into the core of Mother Earth, creating that strong pillar of light, lighting up all of the DNA and the codes within us. And just taking a deep breath on there. We can also energetically attune ourselves to the land of which we are at. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can attune yourself and set your intention to tune in to the energy of your home, of the land underneath you, your property, your neighborhood. Send this energy through there. This is how we do our grid work. This is how we do some of the simplest form of grid work and energy work, light work for the land. And so as we continue to connect and let these flow, we're connecting in with the Torah here, we're connecting in with the heart chakra of the world, we're connecting in now with our heart space, asking our heart now to illuminate that which needs to be released today. What needs to be released here in order to become more into union with ourselves, to see the image of the masculine and the feminine as sacred and pure, whole and loving, destroying and uncreating any false beliefs, any programming, any programmed beliefs around what we think a male is or should be, releasing our frustrations, releasing our pain, releasing our sadness, releasing our irritability towards masculines. We're going to destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion across all time, space, realities, dimensions, right, wrong, good, bad, POD and POC, all 9, 12 shorts, boys and beyonds. And let's just create an image of here in a moment of what that masculine really looks like to us, what we really imagine that masculine being. That perfectly balanced masculine between his masculinity and his femininity. He's soft enough to care and to listen about our emotions, to acknowledge them and not mock them or gaslight them. But he's tough enough to provide and take care of us, to lead us, to show us, to be that leader that we need in order to fulfill our divine feminine job. So we call in that image now. And anywhere we're holding any sort of energies around any ex-partners, father figures, or even current partners that are not fulfilling these needs, we're just going to gently, with love, release all of that. Whether you're fully releasing them out of your life or you're just releasing them with forgiveness in any way you have perceived them as right or wrong or good or bad, as they did not know better and they are not in union with their own divine feminine and divine masculine energies. And so now we ask to be tapped into these false king templates put into place around the earth. These false king templates create a vortex for these masculines to continue to act the way that they act and think that it's okay and get away with it. And so as I'm attuning to this, I'm seeing all these bugs coming around me now. We've got ladybugs and bees. So we know that we're doing some powerful work here. So let's call in some deeper protection before we go into this next layer. We're going to call upon that source light, source energy. We're going to call upon those Christ lights, and we're going to bring them down as a pillar of light down through the top of our crown. moving through our body, and just releasing any energies, entities, beings, or spirits that may be stuck, stagnant, or lost, or not of present time, or simply not ours, or serving us in our highest good. Releasing that all into the light now as it moves through our body. We're then going to create the octahedron around our body with this light, calling in the platinum rays and the silver rays, creating the shield around our body here today. And just repeating, I am God, I am sovereign, and I am free. And any energies, entities, beings, or spirits that do not align with this frequency cannot enter my space. And so now we continue to align ourselves and attune ourselves to the geometry. Oh, my heart's doing some big things here. There's a lot being purged out of my heart right now, so give me a moment on that. I can already feel the heart activations coming through. You may or may not be feeling that, but for me it just felt like my heart was about to beat out of my chest, and I'm feeling like a bunch of pain being released from my chest as well. So we can see that though there, even from myself, that my heart was holding on to a lot of grief and a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow and a lot of emotions around these masculines. You know why? Because we're longing for that masculine, we're longing for that man to come in and be what we know in our heart is what we need, and we still haven't found it. And we feel like they continue to let us down everywhere we look, whether it's government men, whether it's your boss, whether it's a father, whether it's a partner or a brother. Everywhere we look, we see these masculines not fulfilling their purpose of what they came here to be and do. And that hurts us in our heart because we can see that they are more than that. And so we release all those emotions, destroying and uncreating all of that across all time, spaces, realities, dimensions, right and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine, 12 shorts, boys and beyonds. Just allowing these codes to come through from the Tor, pouring into your heart space, activating that heart space, and bringing so much unconditional love into your heart. So much of that divine Christos frequencies of the masculine and the feminine into your body, bringing you into balance. And so if you are somebody that has not balanced in your masculine and your feminine energies, then allow these to just flow through your heart, coming through, all the way coming through from that Tor down into you. Good. Allowing us to become balanced within ourselves. And just releasing all those emotions. And just witnessing and feeling, sensing, imagining, or seeing, okay? Now we take a zoom out, we bring our awareness up and out of our bodies, and just imagine now that you're looking over the planet now. What we're looking for is false templatings, false grids that are not aligned with the organic earth templating. And you don't need to know what this looks like. It's a feeling, it's a sense of knowing that something is off somewhere. So for me, I can see this. Oh. Okay. I can definitely see something dark. And of course I've got like branches falling down my back. Oh, thank you. Okay, refocus. Alright, so together as a whole, as a group, we're taking our collective consciousness, we're breathing in the white light through the third eye, and we're sending it out and projecting it out through the heart, and we're going to send it right into the royal palace here in England. We're going to send it into there, into their domain, whether you know what that looks like or not. You're setting that intention that that is where it is going. And to deconstruct these false king templates, we just send so much of this pure consciousness source, divine light, as well as a mixture of this heart activation codes coming from the Torah through our heart space into, I guess it's called a palace. I don't know what you call it. A kingdom? The kingdom? Wherever they reside, right? We're just setting that intention. We don't need to know. Well, the energy is intelligent enough to know where to go once we've set that intention. And you can already hear me kind of like starting to trip up on my words. So we've got some sort of interference trying to come in. And so we're just allowing this to dismantle, dissolve, and release these false templates and any dark energies, any reversal technologies, negative alien technologies, and anything else that might be interacting with the Earth's grids in a not so positive way. Oh my goodness, I am just getting like devoured by bugs here. I don't like the bugs. All right. So just allowing this energy to flow while you continue to pull in those heart activation codes into your heart space. And if you are somebody that is watching and you're not with your divine union, I invite you to really take a look at how you can find that within yourself first, so you can find that outside of you. Meaning you're finding your soulmate, you're finding the person that you're meant to be with, the person that fills your cup and you fill their cup, that came here to live life with you. Not the person that's here to teach you lessons, right? Not the person that's here to either hold you back or create more problems in your life. And if that person is doing that, then they might not be your person. So, as always, we need to find that union within ourselves first. The closer you come back to union within yourself, the faster that union will find you in the outside world. Just remember that your divine counterpart is looking for you just as much as you are looking for them. The only thing is that they're waiting, and you're waiting for both of you to find that within yourselves first. Come back to yourself, love yourself, know exactly who you are. Release all of the projections, the limiting beliefs, the programming, anything that's gotten you into this position or this place or situation you're in your life right now, to create full freedom for yourself, as we were meant to be free. We're here to master this matrix. It's just a video game. And so ask yourself, what level am I at in the video game right now? Did I get stuck at a level? Am I progressing up the levels to beat the game? Or am I stuck? And if you're stuck right now, then it's time to change. It's time to make some big changes in your life. And just know that those changes aren't always easy. They're extremely uncomfortable. And they require a lot of faith and trust in knowing that everything will work out. But it'll work out for your highest good the more you release and let go of those things that are holding you back. And for me, that's what this whole trip has been about. When I got on that plane leaving Canada, I basically said to myself, I'm saying goodbye to my old life. And I'm walking into a whole new life for myself that I'm creating for myself, because at the end of the day, nobody else is going to do it for you. So taking a deep breath in. We're just going to release now any energies or images of the energy we were sending to the King's templating. Just allowing that to fade away. Bringing ourselves back into our heart space and taking another deep breath in. Oh. I send to you so much love. So much love into your heart space. I hope that you find everything it is that you're looking for in this life. I hope that you find happiness and love, abundance, and joy. Thank you for joining me for this. If you did leave a comment, I will check it after. I'm off to a actual, again, another synchronicity that aligned for me is this Divine Union sound bath that I'm going to later tonight. Everything just is so synchronistic. Like I just, I couldn't have imagined that this is what it was going to be when I came here, being about the Divine Union within and around us, and deconstructing false king templates and patriarchal templates. That that's the beauty of just being in trust of the journey, right? Once you surrender all your control and your expectations and you just allow the universe to guide you, life becomes really magical. And there's always like awe and wonder in every moment of every day, because you never know what's going to happen. And when something does happen, you're just like blown away, because it's like it goes beyond what you could have imagined, right? Your ego only goes so far. Your ego can't imagine miracles and magic, right? It's your intuitive side that knows it's going to happen, but you just aren't able to perceive that it's going to happen. So that's where I'm going tonight. I'm going to this Divine Union sound bath that I found. I was walking through a town last night here in Glastonbury, and this woman handed me this flyer, and it was all spiritual stuff. It was all the people that do events and tarot card readings and just you name it, anything spiritual. And I was like, all right, I'm going. So that'll be at 8 o'clock, and then I fly out to Ireland tomorrow morning, and we'll see what magic holds there, because yeah, I don't even know yet. I have no idea what to expect in Ireland. Like here I had half an idea. I knew I had to go to some places, but I have no idea in Ireland. I'm just winging it. There's one friend, actually 2 friends I'm going to meet up with, hopefully, and I have a feeling that that'll be very magical. So thank you for joining me here today, live at Glastonbury Tour, and have a beautiful day.